Lagos has been a pace setter when it comes to socio-economic development. It prides itself not only as Nigeria's frontline commercial hub, but as an economic powerhouse on the continent and a true replica of the 21st century African city. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeniyi.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has advised residents of the state to be cautious of the new variant of COVID-19, the Delta variant. The governor gave the advice while addressing journalists at the State House in Ikeja. He also said that since the beginning of July, the state has been experiencing an increase in the number of daily COVID-19 cases. He added that event centers and worship centers will still maintain 50% capacity, while sending a strong warning to travelers who come into Nigeria from red zone countries listed by the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 to follow strictly the rules.
All our existing rules and guidelines around social and public gatherings are still in place and must be obeyed. I want to encourage all residents of Lagos to keep themselves familiar and updated with the restrictions guidelines as outlined by the state and federal authorities. In addition, the non-pharmaceutical interventions of mandatory face mask and physical distancing in public places, regular hand washing, and avoidance of non-essential movements must continue to be taken very, very seriously.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also disclosed that due to the consequences of the spread of the virus in the state, an average of 6 deaths was recorded daily in the past week, bringing the number of deaths to 42 casualties in Lagos so far. He warns that the AstraZeneca and Moderna vaccines cannot be mixed in usage, as that has been confirmed dangerous to human health.
Nigeria received 4 million doses of the Moderna vaccine. And I think it's been widely reported. We received 4 million doses yesterday. We're being told that the samples are currently being tested by NAFDAC, and we're expecting that Lagos being the epicenter, that will receive a sizable amount of this allocation once the testing, and that we believe will be completed before the end of this week once it's been completed. These vaccines cannot be mixed with the AstraZeneca vaccines. Let me repeat, for people that have taken the first dose of the AstraZeneca, they cannot mix it with the Moderna that has just been received now. But we're still expecting a second allocation of the AstraZeneca vaccine, and we've been assured that they should come before the end of this month. So we're monitoring that as well. So meaning that people that got the first vaccine, that the AstraZeneca, they should just wait for us to get the new set of AstraZeneca, right, and they'll be able to get their second dose. And so the doses of Moderna will be people that will be taking, the very first doses of the Moderna vaccine.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has rolled out massive agric investment that empowers 3,000 urban and rural farmers. Women, youths, and peasant farmers were the main beneficiaries of the 2021 Agric Value Chains Enterprise Activation Program. We were there.
Gathered here are government functionaries, farmers from every part of the state at this year's annual Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation. The farmers came in their different associations to benefit from the scheme by the state government.
It is a well-known fact that hunger is synonymous with poverty.
The Commissioner for Agriculture, explained that 70% of the beneficiaries are women and youth, adding that the program has been specifically targeted at 3 value chains of poultry, fisheries, and piggery. 3,000 beneficiaries will include 300 Lagos Agripreneureship Program (LAP), Agricultural Youth Empowerment Scheme participants, 400 pig farmers, 680 fishermen, 190 fish cage culture beneficiaries, 360 egg marketers, 500 fish processors, 200 rice farmers, and 370 crop farmers.
You would notice that the name has evolved from the Agricultural Value Chains Empowerment Program to the Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation Program. And this is essentially to enable us to understand that what we are doing here today is activating businesses. Over 3,000 of you would be beneficiaries of the largesse of the Lagos State government. And we want you to understand that agriculture is agribusiness. Essentially, what we are doing is setting you up in businesses such that you could also have more people join you to increase the employment pool for Lagos State. It is a well-known fact that hunger is synonymous with poverty, disease, and prevalence of social vices. It is therefore imperative that concerted efforts are continuously made by both public and private sector partners to improve the state's food production, processing, and marketing systems, as it is the key to job creation, livelihood sustenance, poverty alleviation, and improved standards of living. There is a great need also to meaningfully engage our youth, who comprise about 70% of the nation's population, in productive activities, of which agriculture is a low-hanging fruit that government can use as a lever to achieve this objective. In this direction, 680 youth in artisanal fishing communities will be empowered with 34 fishing boats, equipped with modern fishing inputs. This will indeed make fishing attractive to the youth who otherwise had not shown much interest in adopting fishing as a profession as a result of the drudgery associated with it. Moreover, our focus on youth is to facilitate the replacement of aging fishermen population across the state with vibrant, business-minded youth who will significantly improve the productivity of the artisanal fishing sector. Still on youth inclusion in agriculture, 300 of our best students in aquaculture and poultry production, trained at the Lagos Agripreneureship Program (LAP), will be empowered with agricultural assets valued at over 245 million naira, which represents about 46.7% of the total project cost of the 2021 Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation Program. In line with the program's business development objective, we have put in place team accountability in order to ensure the proper utilization of assets. Thus, we are in collaboration with financial institutions for the fisheries value chain and the MSME Accountants Initiative of the Lagos State Ministry of Finance, particularly for the LAP Agri-Cares beneficiaries. All these are in addition to the window of opportunities that will be created for youth engagement as articulated in the Lagos State Agricultural and Food Systems Roadmap over the next 5 years. In the long run, it is envisaged that these efforts and many others in the agricultural ecosystem will enable the state transit from being a food-consuming state to a major food-producing state, especially with regards to fisheries, piggery, and poultry production, as well as the coconut value chain, where the state has a strong comparative and competitive advantage.
For former Commissioner of Agriculture, who is now a traditional ruler, the agricultural program is an evidence that Lagos is prepared for agriculture economy for the growth of the state.
When we want to talk about problems of urbanization, we must always look at the problems of the rural population. And agriculture is the major employer of labor in the rural and the peri-urban communities. But what will happen to the people of the urbanized world, the cities, the town, people that live in the towns? We thought of how do we encourage the people from Surulere, Lagos Island, even Sanwo-Olu then, how do we integrate them into the agri sector? they don't have land for farming, but they are in the agricultural value chain. That was why we decided that whatever fish that is produced from Ikorodu Fish Farm Estate or Araga or even Badagry, the people of Sanwo-Olu, the pepper soup sellers of Surulere, they can also benefit from the value chain empowerment. That was why we decided to be giving them this agricultural produce for them to process. We also did with eggs. I'm sure we still have eggs in the value chain now. Those abokis that are the meshai, the metis, how are they going to benefit from the agricultural sector? How are they going to benefit from the empowerment of the Ministry of Agric and the Lagos State government? We thought of them, giving them eggs. That was 30 crates of eggs then. And today, the program, I'm sure, still continues. Mr. Governor, distinguished guests, today is a very good day for me. And I'm very happy that we have tractors here. We have so many things. We have maize, we have feeds. This is what we call inclusive governance. This is what we call inclusive empowerment. Whether you are a rural farmer or an urban farmer or a city trader, you are here to collect the benefit of the value chain empowerment.
Governor Sanwo-Olu appealed to the beneficiaries to make good use of the program by making sure the state secure its place in agriculture.
Through this activation program, this administration will be supporting over 3,000 women, youth, and vulnerable Lagosians with equipment, with agricultural inputs that will help you make a significant difference in the quality and the scale of your agricultural practice. This intervention will cut across a wide range of participants in the agricultural value chain. We'll look at farmers, we'll look at processors and merchants of fish, of piggery, of poultry, as well as rice and other crops. Beneficiaries will be receiving tractors, plows, fishing boats and gears, harvesters, thresters, destoning machines, defeathering machines, medications, herbicides, fish juveniles, pig growers, smoking kilns, fish, eggs, various implements and inputs. I think they deserve a round of applause. These are to be utilized in farming communities across our 3 major agricultural zones in Badagry, Ekpe, and Ikorodu. The goal is simple. We want to make life easier to all our farmers and agricultural workers. We want to make it easier for them to clear their land, grow high-quality crops, raise healthy animals, and process their outputs. When they are able to do this successfully, everyone benefits, from producers to consumers. These are clear benefits in terms of health outputs, improved productivity, high growth of employment, and so on and so on. And therefore, please to note that Lagos State government has put in place a strategy to propel the utilization and the continuous maintenance of these assets. To ensure that we drive maximum value from them, we are also working with the financial institutions regarding appropriate financing structure for guaranteed sustainability of this program. The determination to increase the food production is for the states to move from a current production of about 20% to be able to do 40 to 50% within the next 5 years. And this is emboldened within the distribution of our supply chain of food across the country, as well as the result coming out from the COVID-19 pandemic and the outbreaks of various zoonotic diseases. The consequences of this disruption, coupled with all of the very unfortunate protests we witnessed last year, impacted heavily on the cost and the availability of food items, leaving less disposable income in the pockets of average Lagosians. We have therefore emerged wiser and want to be more determined to succeed in creating and nurturing a viable agro-business sector in Lagos State. Of course, key among these we'll talk about. But it's important for us to know that, like what the Honorable Commissioner said, Lagos produces over 2 million heads of cattle per annum. Lagos has a need for about 260,000 tons of poultry, but will produce only 72,000. Lagos has the need for over 400,000 tons of fish, but will produce only about 174,000. And so you can see that that gap, all of us need to feed it. We need to fill it in. That's why all of you are here today. Before now, we used to export pigs because we used to produce about 6,000 tons of pigs. But given all of these zoonotic diseases that has happened, we certainly cannot even produce anything close to that. Because from the 6,000 we produce, we consume only less than 150 metric tons of it. So there's a huge opportunity for us to scale up. There's a huge opportunity for each and every one of you to double whatever it is you're currently doing. Because even in Lagos alone, the market is available. The people are here and they can consume, everything that you produce, even here in Lagos. And so the challenge will be for all of you to ensure that we all go back and we double our skill. And that's why the Ministry of Agriculture this year alone is providing this opportunity for you.
Food security is important to Lagos State at this period of economic downturn, and it's very necessary that states grow its agriculture to a level of sustainability.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed his commitment to giving wholesome support to security agencies as he handed out 3 beneficiaries checks of 10 million naira each to the bereaved families of the Rapid Response Squad personnel and 1 task force operative at the Lagos House. Alausa, the Chief of Staff, Tayo Ayinde, represented the governor.
Next is the family of Mr. Agriprenureship.
It was a joyous moment for the families of the 3 deceased policemen who lost their lives in the course of duty in Lagos when Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu presented the check of 10 million naira to each of the bereaved families. The governor, who was represented by Chief of Staff to the governor, Mr. Tayo Ayinde, condoled with the affected families, describing the monetary support as a token and the government's efforts at comforting affected families. He maintained that no amount of financial gift could make up for the lost lives and the gallantry of the fallen patriots.
The governor recognizes the outstanding gallantry that your husband, your fathers are displayed while in service, and he has asked us to present you this token that it's only God that can give you the support, the relief to bear this cause. And we pray that the Almighty God will continue to be with you. You will not die young. You will never regret that you have lost this, your husband and your father. May God be with you. And this is not going to be the last one. Your husband, your father, they are heroes, and they will never be forgotten. And I want to tell all our serving officers not to be discouraged, that this is Nigeria, this is Lagos, and we are here to serve our people, and this kind of sin will not be their portion in the mighty name of God. God will continue to be with them, and once again accept the condolences of the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, a son of one of the deceased, Olufemi Odeniyi, expressed profound thanks to Sanwo-Olu for the lifeline, while wishing the government greater success and impact in the lives of residents.
I say big thank you to the Lagos State Governor and the Chief of Staff and all the people that are here. And I pray that such appreciation will go to anyone, any family that are here today in Jesus' name. We that work, that labor for it, will reap in Jesus' name. Thank you very much, sir.
We feel good. We thank the Lord and we thank the Lagos State government for his support for us, for Ajibola's family. We thank God and we thank Lagos State Government.
This is part of the Lagos State Government commitment to supporting security agencies in the state and reassuring Lagos residents of government's decisiveness to always work for the well-being of the masses.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sworn in the 20 local government chairmen alongside with the 37 local council development areas chairmen who were victorious at the just concluded local government elections on 24th of July. The Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission also presented certificates of return to all of them at Yaba.
The local council election on 24th of July ended with all the Progressive Congress winning all the 57 local council chairmanship seats. With the victory, the LASEC presented certificates to the chairman and vice chairman. The chairman of LASEC used the opportunity to clarify the commission's role in the announcement of results.
We reiterate here that LASEC Law 2008, Section 57, was unequivocal in stating that the results of the elections shall be announced at the ward level for the councillorship candidates, while the chairmanship results shall be announced at each local government by the appropriate returning officer. The chairman and the commission has no role to play whatsoever in the declaration of results.
Then the certificates were presented to the deserving winners. Some of the chairmen and party supporters say democracy will be further entrenched at the grassroots level.
You can't do it alone. You have to get a lot of people involved in it. My CDCs, CDAs, the religious clerics, the schools, everybody will be involved in this government.
I want the youth to develop. I want to encourage them. I want them to see the reason why they need to be part of the system. We need to let them know governance is very important to be part of governance.
We want to really assess the performance of governance, even in the state level. You start from the grassroots. If the local governments are doing very well, naturally, it will give a good reading for at the central level, which is the state level.
Meanwhile, at the State House, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu sworn in the newly elected 57 council chairmen. He taxed them on performance and charged them to ensure their constituency enjoy the dividends that true democracy brings.
And ensuring that indeed your welfare programs touches the life of the citizens that have elected you. This is not a time in which you want to alienate anyone that is not part of your group. This is not a time that you want to say that these are the people that have voted me in, these are the people that did not vote me in. This is not a time in which you want to be bipartisan. This is a time for real governance. This is a time for everybody that is in your community to feel the essence of governance.
Some of the attendees believe the growth of any democratic elected government is when a dividend of democracy is given due to attention of the grassroots.
And that's a package on this edition of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for being a part of it. And remember that COVID-19 is still out there, especially the Delta variant. So let's keep observing all the safety protocols. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeni. Thanks for being there. See you next time. Bye-bye.